Hi. Okay. I'm going to try and explain one of the most perplexing problems I think it's ever known to humanity. You might not think so, but boy, oh boy, it causes some trouble. Okay, when we're going through, say when we're working, when I'm working and I'm shooting through stuff to you, we might start off, and I send version 1 and you look at it and you'll suggest a couple of changes, so I'll change it a bit and then I'll shoot to version 2. Okay, and you look at that, and you think, okay, yeah, changes it. So, and then I go back and you've got version 3, and you look at it and you think, nah, 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 no, 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 no. I really think version 1 was better than, all these changes haven't worked out at all. No, version 1 was better. Okay, so what you say is, no, look, just go back to version 1. Okay, just forget. Really simple, really dead simple idea. Get rid of version 3 and replace it with version 1. All right, and then that will solve all the problems. That'll do everything. Just real simple. Yeah, you maybe spend 2 whole seconds telling me, Bob, it's just forget it. It's just really simple idea. Just replace version 3 with version 1. Job done, finished. It's fine. Okay. Yeah. Okay. But what you don't see is that while I was doing version 2 and also version 3, I was making other little changes, probably just cosmetic changes, or I might have looked at it again and thought, oh, and I changed this and changed that. It could even just be a colour or the size of a diagram, maybe a bit of wording here or there. And it's just little changes. While making the changes you want, I make a few myself. So by the time I get to version 3, it's got to amount to quite a few changes, right, that I've done, that I think have actually, whether rightly or wrongly, I feel have enhanced what I've done. Okay, so I'm prepared to, when you suggest no, it's wrong. It's things. It's not quite as simple as replacing it because I've made all these changes along the way and I don't really want to lose them. So if I was to go with your idea of just replacing it with version, going back to version 1, then I've actually got to sit down and go. I've got a couple of choices really. One, I can just go, okay, forget the changes I made, and then I'm sort of like, but maybe they were better or something. If I made them to changes because I thought they were improving it, and I just don't feel that comfortable. So option 2 is go through, and particularly if it's a long piece of work, go through. It could take, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours, maybe half a day, to go through and carefully check version 1 to the current version 3, and because I've forgotten all the changes. No, just little ones, little you did here, there, something else, but I've forgotten them all. So I have to go through and check it really, really carefully. And I look at it and I think, I don't really want to do that. I just want to wrap this up and be done with it. Okay, so I say to you, boom, just tell me what the changes you want are, and I'll modify the current version. And here's the trick. Because you've got it in mind, and this is such a simple thing, Bob, why don't you just replace version 3 with version 1, forget it, and just simple, 2 seconds. And because it's such a simple thing in your mind, and makes perfect sense, but because it's so simple, and why don't you just do what I want you to do, Bob, just replace it. But what happens is then you think I'm ignoring you. Okay, this is where the ignorance comes into it and it gets really hot and heated then, because I also think you're ignoring me because I made all these changes and I want to keep them. And so you're actually, and I'm telling you, believe me, I tell you, I have made changes and I want to keep them. But it's so simple in your mind, and I can fully understand this, that you can't see it any other way. You're unshakable. You're just, that's it, and that's all there is to it. No, it's simple, Bob. You're not listening to me. And I'm thinking, no, you're not listening to me, Boom. But it's like, we're at one another. And it's just such a simple thing that you're not seeing what I'm seeing. Okay, and I'm saying, yeah, I can understand what you're saying, Boom, but you can't see what I'm saying. But it's that simplicity of thought, because you're thinking, well, why are we making this so difficult? And I'm trying to help you, Bob, and that compounds the problem because you are. And at one stage I thought, if I paid you, I'd force you to do it. Just do as I want you to do, Bob. But even that wouldn't help because you'd still be angry because you didn't understand what I was doing along the way, making all these little modifications. So that the file is still forming. So if some of those are wrong, yeah, that's the difference. You look, if you, and then I would change them. If I've made it worse, I would change them. But in your mind, what you're thinking, and now just go back to version 1 was better. Just replace the whole thing. But can you understand what's happened? So we've got ignorance, and we're trying to think rationally. I'll be honest, I'd get very heated. And after a while, you would get very heated, and we'd be at one another, and all to save maybe 28 seconds. Not much more. Yeah, maybe by saying, and really you say, look, you've got a couple of options here. You may say, look, I don't know how to change that, but that part's wrong. So I'll leave it up to you, Bob, to change it. Or you could say, no, use these words. So the changes are fine. What you're doing is fine. It's only this idea of replacing one file with another. And that's because you're thinking they're the same file, but actually they're not. One's a modified file, and that's where it's all. It's just on this one. There's other problems like that throughout the exercise. I can tell you, there's a lot of them. Well, not that many, but they're bad. They're really, really, and because of the simplicity of them, you see it one way and you just won't let go of it. And I can't blame you. I'm not blaming you, but because you won't let go of it, I'm trying to get a crowbar in there and just, boom, boy, you listen to me, and you'll say, will you listen to me? And that's why. If it was a more complicated problem, if it was a really difficult problem, we'd get on a lot better about it. But it's the simplicity that's the killer, because all you want to do is just replace it. And I can't blame you one little bit, but that's what is causing the problem. And actually, it's done a lot of damage to my life, my marriage, everything, because this happens in a few places. And it's really simple, but it's not easy to see because it's been, it's an underlying problem. And even over the years, I thought I should do something like I'm doing now, take the time out to describe it better. And I never did, foolishly. I saved time. How much time? A couple of hours, maybe? But I had the right idea. I just never got to doing it. And it's only this time that I thought, no, I can see what's happening now. It's repeating the same thing. Boomba's saying the same thing as Sue was. I'm just trying to help you. And it's probably compounded because it's hard for me because you're helping me out. You're doing it, me a favour. I feel awful. I'm thinking, yeah, but I can't explain to you that, no, I just want to tell me what the modifications are and I'll change those, but I don't want to replace the file. Otherwise, to save 28 seconds, I've got to spend hours sitting here nitpicking through where I made all the little tiny changes. And I mean, it probably aren't that important, but it sort of sits in your mind, and then you do another presentation, another one, you think, oh God, it's starting to add up. I'd much rather. I love the idea of signing off with you. Yep, okay, and so we just make your final. You go over and go, yeah, yep, that one, yep. It takes a little bit of extra time, but the shortcut, holy gee whiz, it takes a long time. Yeah, you shortcut it all right, short circuit, holy son of a gun. And you've seen it, how, locked in we are, but that's because you can't see it. Okay, so I'm going to put this together now, but that should explain the situation to you. Okay, if not, just let me know and we'll go over it again. Okay, bye.